Recording in progress. Okay. As I think I start every single call, super excited about this call, whatever call it is. I'm always excited to get on these and love, 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 love doing them. And I've loved watching the action that's been happening recently in this run to executive group. So, I know you've all been beavering away and getting stuff done and with this new, I'm calling it the manager multiplier. Manager multiplier, in other words, you can multiply your bonuses. It's really just the perfect timing for us. But who knows that when we started this, we said we've got a block of time and we've got till the 17th of November. So who knows how many weeks it is till the 17th of November? Anybody know? Quick is 6. Yes, absolutely, Sarah. So 6 weeks. So I know people, and I actually will ask Alicia in a second how long it took them to go executive when they very first did it. But I know people who've done it in 6 weeks. So from absolute standing start. So you've got 6 weeks to go. And this is like the pointy end. You've done all the work. You've been, so I was talking to Rach today and she was saying about doing the do. You've been doing the do and making sure you do your reach outs. You're talking to people. You've got people lined up who are ready to go consultant, all those kind of things. So it's ready. So now is the time. And then I was doing a little bit of maths and I thought, you know what? For me, my own personal goal, which is something that I haven't done, is hitting the 20 consultants to have that block of 20. And so I need 7 in 6 weeks. So one and a bit a week. I like the little bit, it's a half a seventh of a person. And, because of this extra having the 40 consultants, to be honest, I've never done my numbers, but we had a new lot of 40. So that's another $700. And then I looked and I thought, well, also, how many people are going for their 10 enrollments to get their 4 times team builder bonus? So that if you had an average PIB of $70, that's another $700. So if you
Mm.
think of all this money just stacking up there for you to scoop it up and then use it for whatever you want, Christmas holidays, Christmas presents, whatever it is, or pampering yourself. So I really I want to say that to me it's like scales. It's like there is a certain amount of tension, actually even more than scales, maybe like an elastic band. There's a certain amount of tension that needs to be caused by having some goals and going for things in by a certain date. And see Sarah nodding her head because I know when something's on the line, she locks herself in a room and goes, right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this for an hour or however long in between, solo parenting and having to cope with, all the kids and all of that. So that's what the tension is that's caused. So for those of you that maybe find the tension a bit overwhelming, then just ease it off a little bit. So you can just go like this, ease it off a little bit, and then you chill and you reward yourself with something, and then you stretch it out again because the tension is the thing that causes us to actually get there, to go, okay, I've drawn a line in the sand. I'm going to be exec or paid as exec by the 17th of
Mhm.
November. Okay, so I am now going to hand over. Alicia has so generously given her time to us. I really just respect you so much, Alicia, for being prepared to jump on a call where you're not financially linked to any of these guys, but I know that you will give gold and give so much inspiration, methodology, ideas, thoughts, all of that. So I do so appreciate you. I put in our chat before about the numbers. So Now I've just forgotten. I haven't got it right in front of me. But was it 20 business centers that were represented?
So this is for the trips. Firstly, thank you for, you don't have to do a crazy
Yeah,
introduction or
yeah.
anything like that. It's a nice, intimate group, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much. And for everyone jumping on, congrats to you, giving up, your public holiday for some of us, but also with the time difference and things like that. I know some of you couldn't be on. So if you're watching the recording, we missed you on live, but thanks, Heather. Thanks, Sar and Rach. I know you're leading the charge here, no doubt. But to go back to that, yeah, we had 10 business centers within our team qualify for Colorado. So that was a lot of fun. I think there was 15 or 16 of us there in Denver. So it was such a great experience. And then for the leaders in training event happening in Sydney, we had 4 business centers qualify for that trip as well. And so it's so fun. Like when you first start out on this journey. So a quick background, like Lloyd, my husband and I, we've been with Isagenix for over 11 years now. And at the very beginning, it was really exciting, hitting your own goals, consultant, manager, director, executive, winning the trips yourself. And if I can be completely transparent with you, I don't get very excited about winning the trips anymore, but I get excited about when our team wins the trips and we get to go and experience the trips and see it through their eyes. I feel like that refreshes my like excitement with Isagenix as well. And so it's been 11 years, and I know you'd love for me to touch on so many things tonight. And I am an open book, and I will always be open to training the field because if we all rise together, then the company is going to be here forever, and that's exactly what we want. And so I'm more than happy to do a Q&A. If anyone is stuck in a particular area, I'm more than happy to share strategies around that. But I know you guys are doing a run to executive program. So do me a favor, let me know, if you unmute or a small group, have you printed out your map to executive would be the number one thing. Yes? Okay, good, good. Because when Lloyd and I first hit executive, so it actually took us a year to hit manager. Okay. So it took 1 year to hit manager. And then I think it took us 18 months from when we first started to reach executive. So what happened back then was they had a crystal reset. So Isagenix, well, they had a promotion and they were like, okay, so everyone can go for all your crystal bonuses again, doesn't matter when you started. And so for us, that gave us a deadline. You know how Heather was talking about creating that tension, that pressure? It's so great that you've all set yourself a deadline. So is it the 17th of November? Is that right? The 17th of November, you're all going to hit executive. Yes, is everybody on board with that? Because yeah, okay, cool. I never want to be like, this is your goal. You have to want the goal because the promotions don't work, you do, right? And so that's the same with the mega multiplier is there's a great promotion there for all of us, but the only way we're going to leverage it is if we work at it. And so, yeah, we hit Crystal Executive, but I just remember that deadline and having that deadline was what really pushed us. But the reason why I asked you if you had printed out your map to executive, and so 11 years ago, we're still in the same apartment. We've just changed our furniture around here, but we used to have a long table, like a long dining table here. And on top of the dining table, we had this crazy big whiteboard. And on the whiteboard, we had our crystal to executive map. We kind of just drew it out, with the pen. So every single day we would wake up, we'd come into the living room and be like, okay, who do we need to enroll today? Or who do we need to talk to get to consultant? And so it was just like in front of us. And so I can see, Nicole, you've got your whiteboard behind you. Hopefully that is your game plan. You've got your customers on there and, you've got some prospects as well. So that's like the first tip that I'd love to give to you is just like get ready, just have it there, be serious about it. And the second, I love teaching strategy, and I love that you're here on this Run to Executive program. And I never want you to do this program and then, okay, I hit executive and then you disappear, you burn out. So it's really, really great to have these goals, but also you want to think longevity. And so unmute and share with me right now. How did you create your last consultant? Just think back. How did you create your last consultant? I'll give you a second to think about it.
I'll go first, Leash. I had
Yep.
a beautiful guy called Dan,
Mm-hmm.
and he got started back in June on the 90-day reset, 90-day, sorry, thingy, kickstart.
Yep.
And he smashed it. And just over the course, I just drip fed him over the course of, the first few weeks of him getting started and all that sort of jazz. People were obviously starting to notice at work. And then I said to him, if you've got any people at work that are starting to comment and all that sort of jazz, it's so fun doing it together.
Yep.
Right? So he then had a girl get started from work, and we enrolled her, and then his wife I don't think there's enough for everybody, and that's not fair if everybody doesn't get one. Go and check, count if there's 4. We need 4 of them. Go count them. I don't. Okay, just go see
You
how
know
many.
what I love about that is, and the reason why I want to ask, because we all have the secret sauce right here, right? I have experience on how I create talent, how I create consultants, but so do you. This is such a great mastermind because if we can speak to each other and be like, okay, so how did you do it? You just copy and paste and do that over and over and over again because you've got the proven way now, PC, on how you can create consultants, right? You drip fed him, that it's fun to do it with someone, and then you helped him with his 2 customers, right? Just get
And
his
then,
two
of course,
customers started.
the cool thing is too is over the course of those weeks, and this is something that you guys can have a look back in your back office, because he'd ordered every month, and over the course of those couple of months, I drip fed him, and you've got to get the hydrate, and his order basket got bigger and bigger, and of course he was accumulating BV over that time. So by the time that he enrolled his first person, he got the rebate and all that. And then I said, you have 4 cycles sitting there because you've been ordering like a boss. You are crazy not to enroll your wife on all her favorite things and scoop up those 4 cycles and another, all the rebates and the coupons and all that sort of jazz.
Great, beautiful. So if you enroll a customer, so he was a customer, he wanted to use the products and get into shape. Yes. This is how you turn a customer into a product sharer or a consultant. Okay. It is a very hands-on when you're working with a customer to get them to share with a couple of people. It is because, they started because they wanted to use the products. Okay. So it's a little bit like handsy. You got to like guide them and this is what you do. This is what you don't do. And so it's possible. And so for me, when I first started, but when you asked me to jump on this call today, it made me reflect on like, okay, how did I start? And so I remember Brooke, my sister-in-law, she said to me, it was a face-to-face conversation. She said to me, my friend from high school, Andrew Logan, he's just worked with the Australian ski team. He's used these incredible products. He's got into amazing shape, but he's also helped a few of the Olympians. I'm going to start the products, but I also want to do this as a bit of a business. This is what she told me. She's like, I know that you've been wanting to lose weight because I had been yo-yo dieting. I'd been trying lots of diets. And so she remembered that, brought that in. She goes, do you want to do it with me? Of course. I had a great relationship with her. I wanted to support her, and I had a pain point that she was addressing. So I think it's really important because I was like, oh, how did I get started? And I said, yes. So then I ordered my pack, got started. And then this is what she did next with me. She's like, I'm going to jump onto this 4-week program on how we can learn how to make extra income. Would you be open to doing it with me? And then I was like, oh my God, I'm working full time, don't really have the time, but yeah, sure, I'll give it a go. And I jumped on these calls and I had my camera off and I wasn't really that engaged, but I was listening to, the potential of earning extra income and whatnot. And that got me a little bit excited. And so I did my program. I didn't share with anyone for 60 days. I got amazing results, lost 8 kilos, looked really good. And my best friend at the time and my sister noticed. And so I got them started. And then that's when I became consultant. And because I became consultant, Brooke's like, oh, I want to introduce you to Andrew. And so we went out to a little breakfast. He introduced me to Andrew, and Andrew was sitting there, and Lloyd was sitting next to me. And then Lloyd, my husband, being the numbers guy, was like, he goes, "Is the juice worth the squeeze, Andrew? Basically, should we put our effort into Isogenics?" And he goes, "Mate, I made $8,000 last week." And then Lloyd's like, "Well, you've got my attention now." And, he was like, "So we're like, what do we do?" And there was an event on. And he goes, "Then your next steps is to get to this event." And so that we went to this event. You have an event coming up, had this hosting an event in a couple of weeks. We went to this event. We got to hear stories from other people. I could relate to different people on the stage. And that's when I was like, I'm all in. And Lloyd came with me and he's like, I'm all in. So notice all the different things that he did or Brooke did along the way to get me excited, right? And so our strategy now, really, I'll share a little bit about what's working for us right now, if you'd like me to do that. So we have done everything, okay, in 11 years. We have done everything from flyer dropping on cars and running away, from buying leads, from setting up websites, to launch parties, to holding on, holding onto someone's hand and guiding them through Isogenics. And so we've done everything, but this is what's working for us because we have found that we can be consistent with it. And that's what I mean. I was like, I want you all to always be consistent. So take what you want from it, leave what you don't. And if you have any questions, then of course unmute. But basically, this is what we do over and over and over and over and over again. It creates consistency and clarity in our life, but also for our team. So we run an online event. So this is like the strategy. We run an online event. But if you're thinking about doing it and you love offline events, you can run an offline event. And on these online events or offline events, for us, it's an online one. Lloyd's actually doing one in the bedroom right now whilst I'm on this call. So he is doing one right now. And on this masterclass right now, he is teaching people about the Isogenics opportunity and what they can get here with Isogenics. Okay. And then at the end of the webinar or the masterclass, he proposes that they join a 4-week program with us to learn more on how they can earn extra income. And the cost of the 4-week program is just a basic pack. So they buy the pack on the webinar, but they get access to our 4-week program. Making sense? And then they come in to our 4-week program and we teach them the skills that you're all learning right now. And then after our 4-week program, guess what we do? Any guesses what we do?
Do you do it again, Alisha?
Yeah, we have a webinar. And so all the people that have just come through the program, they get taught on how to invite to the webinar. And then they all jump on and they learn about the income opportunity and they get sold a 4-week program. So we've just been doing that on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. And so if you ask me how we're creating consultants right now, they're creating themselves. Why? Because they're coming into our 4-week, they're coming to the masterclass initially. Then they're coming into the 4-week program. In the 4-week program, we're teaching them how to invite people to the masterclass. And then the people come to the masterclass, learn, and so forth. Is that making sense? So you can do it 2 ways. You can do it for the opportunity or you can do it for the products. So say, for example, you can run a 30-day challenge and you can invite people to your online masterclass or offline if you love doing offline events, but always make sure that you are selling them the next event. And the next event could be the 30-day challenge. We're all going to do a 30-day challenge together. And during the 30-day challenge, every week, you could have a call that you all jump onto on Zoom so you can get to know your customers better. You jump on, you talk about tips, you train on something like this is how you can make a thicker shake, whatever. But every week for 30 days, you're jumping on a Zoom call. And then on the last Zoom call, you're like, guess what we're doing next week? What? We are going to have the masterclass or the event that you initially came to 4 weeks ago to learn more about the products or the 30-day challenge. We're running another 30-day challenge. Who do you know that you can invite to it? So then they start inviting a couple of people to that one. And then they come in, they do the 30-day challenge, and then you run another one and over and over and over and over again. if that makes sense. And so if you love doing offline events, like events are great. We used to do events as well, but Lloyd and I weren't very good at it. We were really good at going to other people's offline events, but we weren't really good. And so we're like, we've got to find what we're really good at. And we love like the online space. We love being on Zoom. So that's what we've just done. And for us, we can talk to people around the world through Zoom, thank goodness. But I know a lot of people like Heather, you thrive, like you love the offline events and you love the community, like being face to face with people. So my only suggestion to people running offline events is like, if you're doing an event, what's the next event that you're selling into? So you've always got to have something that leads to something, that leads to something, that leads to something, because people are going to come in and then be like, now what? Now what? So if you really want this consistency and momentum and you know what you're doing and you know what your team knows what you're doing, it just makes life so much easier. So I just thought that I would share a little bit about, how we're creating consultants, because Lloyd literally just said to me earlier, he's like, oh, Mark's going consultant today. And we don't even like talk to Mark. We only see him in our 4-week program once a week. But he's learning the skills and he's inviting people to the masterclass and they're jumping on and they're getting started. So that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Can I ask you something, Alisha?
Hey, Renee. Hi, darling. Yes, of course.
So when you do these online Zoom events, how do you initially advertise them then? Is it just via Facebook? Do you just keep it within like your team who you've enrolled?
Yeah.
How do you get the word out?
All of the above. All of the above. So it's open to our entire team, so they can all invite to it. We do Facebook posts, we do outreach. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, emails, so everything.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's how we do it.
Okay.
And Alisha, are your topics the basic skills of that over that 4 weeks? So
They are. They are the first top. We played around with the programming. So the first lesson that we teach people is the comp plan, how to get paid. So they understand why, like your why initially, of course, and then the comp plan, because we want everyone to get excited about what we have here. Like you can't make this gangster money anywhere else. So we want to showcase that. And then we teach skills, how to post on social media, how to reach out to people, how to follow up, how to overcome objections, and obviously how to invite to the masterclass. So the basic skills.
Would you say, Alisha, that do you have kind of like an initial, say, meeting with your team first and say, hey guys, like the next masterclass is kicking off. This is the week you must like do all your invites and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And
So when we were in Denver and we had our team in Denver, so we're all together, we were like, okay, this is what Lloyd and I are doing. This is what we're doing. This is how we're going to recruit. I think we enrolled, 19 people last month. And we recruited them, and they're all for the income opportunity. None of them were customers. They were all for the income opportunity. So we said to our team, this is what we're doing. Do it if you want to. Whatever's working for you. That's why I said to all of you on the call, if it's working for you, stick with what's working, take what you want, leave what you don't. And then we're like, this is what we're going to do. These are the times, blah, 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 blah. You're all open to joining in. So they're like, yeah, we're keen. So then they started inviting to the masterclass. And then obviously at the end of the masterclass, we spoke about when we were going to do our 4-week program. And then everyone did the 4-week program together.
right.
Yeah.
So people come on and they go, okay, yeah, I want to make money in isogenics. I'm going to grab my basic pack or whatever they do. And that's their in for the 4 weeks. And then over that 4 weeks, you teach them what do you like, how long would those Zoom calls go for and how what do you teach in that 4-week block?
So it'll probably be similar to what you're teaching here as well. So it's just like, it's 4 weeks, once a week, Zoom call, jump on live with each other. And we train anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes, depends on how long the Q&A goes for at the end. And then obviously we record them and we send out the recording to people that can't join the calls. But we train the basic skills, comp plan, social media posting, overcoming objections, reaching out, the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Basics.
So because I'm your friend on Facey, I don't see your masterclass advertised so much. Do you do a lot of personal inviting? I know
Yes,
Facebook might,
yes,
I'm just not.
yes. So I think back in the day, 10 years ago or whatnot, 10 years ago, you would post and a lot of people would comment. They'd be like, yep, send me the info, send me the info, send me the info. But things have changed a little bit. So think about your social media posting to back up what's going on in the DMs. And so I'm privately inviting people to the masterclass, but my Facebook posts are supporting what I'm
Right.
inviting about, if that makes sense. And so for you, you post a lot about the products. And so for you to slip into someone's DM, inviting them to a masterclass about a challenge, they'd be like, yeah, I've seen all your posts. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't necessarily go like maybe once or twice a week, I'll talk about the actual thing, you
Hmm.
know, send me a message if you want to come to the masterclass. But the rest of the time, I'm literally just sharing stories, results, and value on my social media. And then I am doing all the inviting in the back end.
And
Okay.
Alicia, are you finding that reels or stories or posts are all working equally as well, or what's the latest on what you're
I
doing?
think whatever you can stick to, whatever you can, like with your social media posting, um, if you can be consistent with reels and talking to camera, by all means do that. But if your capability right now is just posting once a day, a post, then do that. So I'm always just like, just be consistent with it. And so, um, do you use ChatGPT?
Yeah, we all of us do. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. So with ChatGPT too, I can share my screen, but you could literally ask ChatGPT, I am thinking about running an event about a 30-day challenge, right? For example, I'm running an event about a 30-day challenge. Can you help me following this is really powerful, by the way, following the 6 weapons of influence? Have you ever heard about the 6 weapons of influence? Okay, so let's do it together, shall we? Can I share my
You can
screen?
share. I just let you share.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. So ChatGPT, our mate, um, what are the 6 weapons of influence? The 6 weapons of influence is pretty much how to get someone to say yes. Who here would love for people to say yes more? All of us, right? So there's just 6 of them. Okay. So reciprocity. So people will buy from you when you've given them something, basically. Okay. So when I was talking about the value post, like posting on social media, the value, that's reciprocity because you're giving, giving, giving. So think generosity. So that's why social media posting is really important. Wishing people for their birthday, reciprocity. Seeing someone post on their social media, oh, I'm going to Thailand, I'm so excited. And then slipping into their DM going, oh my God, I've been to Thailand. You've got to try this restaurant, this restaurant, this restaurant. That's reciprocity. That's generosity. Okay. So it's just being a better human. Commitment and consistency. Obviously, people are going to buy from you when they've seen that you're committed. That's continually showing up on social media as well. And you're consistent. Social proof, showing testimonials about your results as well as other people's results on socials. Authority, building authority. So when you first start out, we don't really have much authority, so we can leverage other people's authority. So if you're brand new, you can leverage Heather. She's been, with Isagenix for a decade. She's been able to do a million gazillion things and win a million awards and run crazy ultra marathons. So you use someone else's authority whilst you build up your own. Okay. Liking, people will buy from you when they like you. And the best way for people to like you is to build rapport with them. And the best way to do that is to ask questions, getting to know someone better. And then lastly, scarcity. So the reason why our masterclasses are working so well is because we have a deadline. We have Side Hustle School. We call our 4-week program Side Hustle School starting next week. If you don't start tonight, you're going to miss out. So, with your 30-day resets, it kicks off on the 1st of November. We go for 30 days. If you don't start, you miss out. So having scarcity as well. And so all your social media posting. So with social media, it's like, okay, I want to get more customers for my Isogenics business. Can you help me with social media posts using these weapons?
That's a killer move.
So it's just, and then, so it's just giving you examples. And then you could go into it and you could be like, create the next 30 days for me. Okay. And then your posting is there. You don't have to worry about what you're going to post every single day. And then you know that you're using the weapons of influence. Okay. And then we could even go, I am going to run an online event that will explain my program using these weapons. Can you give me social media posts to get people to message me to come along? Or online program, more about my 30-day Isogenics program. Okay, so it's just things like that. So to go back to your question before, I think it was, you don't see me posting about it a lot, but I am posting stories, social media, social proof, testimonials, and providing value that when I do go privately and invite people, they're open to coming along.
Mhm.
So I hope this is making sense. So
Yeah,
they
that's
kind of
awesome.
work together.
Yeah.
So a lot of things, well, it's not really a lot of things are going on. I want you to think about you have an event. So you've set the date for the event, okay?
Mhm.
And the event is happening in 2 or 3 weeks' time. So you've got to give yourself some time. So 3 weeks' time.
Mhm.
And that means you've got 3 weeks of campaigning, 3 weeks of inviting, 3 weeks of social media posts to invite to this thing. And then they jump on. But here's the magic that Lloyd and I do. We don't just have one event. When he's on this masterclass tonight, he will be like, guess what? They'll be like, what? Who wish they had more people on here? They're like, I do. Well, tomorrow night, same time, same link. We're going to be doing it all over again. So we run like 4 or 5 of them in the course of a week, if that makes sense. And we don't record it
Right.
because we want people to come on live.
Yep. And do
So
you
then
tell them?
that way, the people that have joined, say for example, right now, there'll
Yeah.
be a few people that all enrolled tonight. They have the chance to bring someone along tomorrow night. One person, 2 people, and they could go consultant. Is this scaring anyone, or is everyone
I
like,
love it,
oh, I
Alisha.
have a
I love what you're doing because it's like when you drop something in and you can see I'm watching everybody's faces and they're thinking about how could I do this for me? How would this work for me? And I love the fact that you're doing them so consistently. And one thing that I've noticed about everybody who, really nails this and earns the gangster money is that they are consistent in whatever they're doing. And I love that. I love the fact that you do one week where you really do those events. And I also
but if you think about it, Lloyd and I, so we have 5 other businesses. This is our 6th business. We have 6 businesses. And thanks to Isogenics, it's led to all the other businesses. So Isogenics is grateful that it's led to all the other ones. But we really, really, if you think about it, we're probably like 4 hours a week max with Isogenics because we are very intentional, if that makes sense, on what we do. We're intentional. We're like, we have a plan, we have a strategy. We know we have these events coming. Okay, let me do a couple of social media posts. Let me do a couple of invitations here and there to get people on. Then we have our training that we jump on. And so for us, it's longevity. We're 11 years in. We enrolled 19 people last week. We've enrolled people every single month. And so it's finding something, that's why I said at the beginning of this call, that you can be consistent with.
Can I
So,
ask another question then?
Yeah.
Sorry, Sarah.
no, you go, Dylan.
So Okay, say you've got 20 people on a call, right? And they're all
Woohoo! You
going,
celebrate firstly, because that's going to
yeah.
be amazing.
Okay, so say 10 people on a call, right? And you're like, everyone's like, yeah, it sounds amazing, blah, blah, blah. We really want to do this. So then how do you close? Because I know that some people are going to go off and be like, oh, I'll think about it, or I'll speak
Yeah,
to my friend, see if they want to
yeah,
jump on
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah,
But like, you want to close. You want to
yeah, of course.
not want them to, you don't want them to leave and then think about it, because then
Yeah,
you've sort of 50% lost them. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. So for us, we say if you enroll in the next 10 minutes, you get free shipping and you get a 30-day money back guarantee. And so that's what we just use.
Okay.
And then obviously you have your program starting. So they have to get started. Otherwise they're going to miss out.
Okay.
You have your, say, for example, your challenge starting 1st of November, your 30-day challenge. They have to enroll in order to get started in the challenge.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes
So do you
sense?
start, Alicia, do you lead with like the basic pack, or do you make it even smaller so that they literally can't say no?
Yeah, so right now we're leading with the 14-day pack,
Yep.
but we're going to change that next month. We're going to go to the 30-day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
So right now it is a no-brainer. It is. But Lloyd and I were like talking today and we're like, well, we're jumping on a Zoom call for 60 minutes talking to people about it. Why don't we just do the 30-day pack? So the next round of masterclasses that we do, we're going to trial the 30 days.
And see if it gets the
Mhm.
same traction, and
Yeah.
then
Which I think it will. Which I think it will. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, right now it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's just like, please. You get a 4-week program for like $300.
And is that do you run it like a 14-day, or do you just tell them to do one shake a day so that they get the 4 weeks out of the 14-day system?
14 days.
You run it for 14 days.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
literally at the end of the 14 days, they're out of product and they have to order
Mhm.
again. Okay.
Alicia,
We've just worked out recently that if you do want to do the 14-day, if someone wants to do the 14-day, all they need to order, and it's a qualifying order, is 2 shakes and 1 cleanse at the 14-day mark, and then they can do the full month.
Yeah,
So
so
that's
good, right?
another
So
way to do it.
yeah, so good because it's 100 BV. But yeah, next round we will be trialing the 30 days. Good question. Darlene, did you have a question?
yeah, when you were saying to try and close, and you just say you've got 10 minutes to, for free shipping and whatnot, what happens when them people come back and
They don't
you
even realize. They
again,
don't even
or
realize.
they go down
They
the
don't
track?
even real. It's entirely up to you what you do. We do that, and I don't even think people even remember, truth be told. But it's up to you how you close. The date alone is probably enough. But we just go, there's an extra bonus. It's just a fun way of closing it for us.
Mhm.
And I think if you've got posture with whatever you do,
Yeah, but it's at the end of the day, it's fun and excitement. Because
yeah,
imagine all of you, you're on this program right now. What if you were like, okay, let's roll this strategy out. Let's all do it together. Let's all invite 5 people to it. Could you imagine? And then you just start the ball moving and it's just like boom, 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 boom. That could be really exciting.
Because Sarah and I always have, because Sarah and I obviously work closely together, we always have like a group chat going. Sarah creates a group chat and she's like, oh, invite all your people on.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it would be obviously more beneficial to make that into a Zoom meeting and, with those people, and invite those people to that Zoom meeting?
Oh, as in their prospects that's been added to a group? They haven't started yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've started, but obviously invite them to the Zoom meeting. So instead of having a chat, like a group chat, you could create it into like a masterclass, Sarah, like what Alisha.
Yeah, well that's what we could do, Renee. We could do a masterclass for all the people that are in our 30 strong thread.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do and I think I feel, Alicia, in that, I'm not amazing at in-person thing. I mean, I love going to people in my team's things, but having people all in my home and that, like, it's just like,
Yeah.
but I love going to support my team who want to do that. But I also think the online space is so good
Yeah.
because you can leverage so many more people.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the offline events are great to build community with people who are already in.
Yeah.
To build to nurture the relationship you already have with your team members and your customers. They're going to be open to coming to events because they're already in. We're in the Isagenix world. We already understand it. Of course, we're going to come along to it. And so never, ever forget about the offline events. Like you said, you go and support your team and things like that. They're so important. Like, they're probably the most important.
Yeah.
But this stuff is allowing you to get people to invite and bring them along to the offline events.
Mm.
And I feel like if you've got someone who's got the knowledge like Sarah, and then someone else who's got the results like myself or Sinead, for example, it's like a perfect team because you got someone who's got the knowledge. I mean, Sarah's been in it for 11 years, and then myself who has used the product, and I've got the results. So yeah.
I think the thing that really I can see fits in so easily with what we already do, and it's a bit like what you just said, Sarah, is that we get an incredible vibe happening in those chats where we've got people, I've got one just started now, and they're all supporting each other and helping each other. So imagine, when you say, hey, we're going to run this class and you're going to be able to invite people to it, then they're going to want to invite other people to it, because why would they not? Because they've had such a good time in their, the thread of the chat.
We're going to run this challenge again. Who are a couple of your besties that you want to do it with? We're going to run this online event, and you get them inviting a couple of people to it. And then that's how you build and build and build and build. And, that's how you're ultimately going to get new customers and how you're going to create consultants.
And do you get people in your team that go, nah?
Of course. Of course. Of course. And the thing is, like, you've got to let people go and do their own thing. They might go find something that works better than what we're doing. But like I said at the beginning, this is what we decided to do. And if you want to come with us, come with us. If you don't, go and do your own thing. Go and do your own thing. We're all independent associates, which means we get to build this the way that we want to. But these calls are so great because you can be like, hey, what's working for Alisha right now? What's working for PC right now? What's working for Heather right now? Cool. I like the sound of that. Oh, it scares me a little bit. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's test it and see. And I would suggest doing it for a quarter. So be like, okay, I'm going to test this out for the next 3 months or 4 months and see whether it's working or not before I go and change and try something new. Because you've got to give it a bit of time. You've got to find your feet. You've got to find your flow. The team need to understand what you're doing. And then you have momentum. So we've been doing this for, the whole of 2025.
Okay. And yours has been primarily people who want to earn an income, who want to earn an online income.
Yeah, but it's not necessary. I don't think people want to earn extra income, and extra money is fun. Yes, of course, we all want extra income. But what we have here in Isagenix is so much more than that. It's friendships, it's community, it's travel, it's cool events. And so we paint more the opportunity of Isagenix than the income, if that makes sense. It's the friendships and everything else. People can go and drive Uber to get extra income.
Yeah.
What we have here is different.
It's like as
pre-training.
As Lloyd's, trained in the last, I know that the guys heard him over in America again, the second time, being close to the fire. So it sounds like you've really taken that fire and said, we're going to keep people close to this. And we're
of course. And then you get to see everyone every week too. So for us, it was just like, we were doing weekly calls, and then it was just like, oh, these are getting a bit tiring because they're every week. There's no excitement. Whereas when we have the 4 weeks, it's like, okay, we're going for 4 weeks. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, blah, 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 blah. So you've just got to do what works for you.
And then do you have a break in between the 4 weeks, Alisha? Like, do you have like 2 weeks off and then you run the next one, or how do you?
It depends on the commission month too.
Okay.
You always got to make sure that you have your master classes happening in the commission month, right?
So
so
the
that we
people
can get the bonus.
right. So you want the maximum enrollments during that
Mm-hmm.
month.
Mm-hmm.
That's very clever.
We're business owners. So it's just like have a strategy around what we're doing for the quarter. You'll see people who own businesses, they'll be like, okay, I'm writing out my strategy and my plan for the next 3-4 months because we need to know what's happening. So we already know what's happening because we've already planned it.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of sitting down and being like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. Yes, I know you have the goal of the 17th of November. I know, cannot wait to celebrate all of you, hitting executive. But I also want you to be like, okay, once you get to executive, how do you continue making consultants? And how do you create consultants? And how do you create executives as well?
Mm. I love it. I love it, Alisha. And I really appreciate your time and you coming on here tonight. It's just, I'd love to just ask anybody to unmute just because I can see the cogs turning and people thinking. And this is the time that, and we've gone over our normal time, but it's just been fascinating. And I think that I just want anybody to ask a question if something's, burning in you and you're going to get off anyway and you're going to go and talk to your partner or you're going to
Yes.
message me, you're going to say, yes, but how does this work or how would that work? I just want you to ask it right now before we hang up. So, yeah, who's got a question? Just unmute and remember leaders go first. And let's just have a couple of minutes of question time.
I think what Alicia's just done then, and I'm so grateful for you, Alisha, because I know we've had these chats in the past. But I think like you just said, it's strategy and you work your business minimal hours a week, but you work those hours so well
Mhm.
that it it's going to prevent a lot of overwhelm, a lot of burnout and stuff like that for people. Do you know what I mean? Who
Yeah.
are just posting and not getting the results. But what if we link arms and work together and run like these master classes? And then you can have these massive enrollment weeks kind of thing. And then you work closely with that group. Like it's such a great way to leverage your time,
Mhm.
and create that energy. And then you just rinse and repeat that.
Well, it's batching because it's just like if you get one person started, yes, and one-on-one is so powerful. And the thing is, like after 4 weeks, you'll be able to identify the diamonds. You'll be able to identify the person that stuck the 4 weeks out, but that person who's showing up, they're doing the assignments, they've got great energy, and then you're like, that's the one. That's the one that I'm just gonna, pay a little bit more attention to
Yeah.
because I can spot that they've got the factor, the X factor, if that makes sense. So it's almost like a vetting mechanism as well. You'll be like, okay, I follow your feet and not your mouth. Because a lot of people will talk a big game. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Be like, okay, we'll see. We'll see after 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Love it.
True. I love it.
Thank you so much,
Someone say
Alisha.
any question? Any
Yeah,
questions?
I'm looking. No, I put in there. Any questions, guys?
Yeah. Do you find that like you've created such a strong team from is this where you've found your people from masterclasses like this?
Yes, but also offline events. It's
Yeah.
really where you build, yeah, we build community online, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because we get to see everyone on Zoom and we get to talk to people once a week. We are seeing people once a week on Zoom if you
Yeah.
count the masterclasses and the training. And then we built a community because of the offline events. Like, okay, let's get together and hang out. So it's a combination.
Okay.
But
And
you got to have energy. Like you've got to make this fun and exciting for people to be around.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like jumping on and having a good time and not taking life too seriously because that's what people want to be a part of. They don't want to be like, oh, here we go, here's another lecture. They want to be like, I want to be part of something fun. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alicia, do you have any tips on closing people, like potential customers that you're talking to, and you can see that they really want it, but as Renee was saying, you know, they walk away, I'll have, you know, have a look at the website or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then you sort of can lose them a bit,
Yeah.
momentum. So do you have any tips?
Yeah, I would do the a 30-day challenge with a date starting, and then that way it creates a bit of urgency as well for them to get started.
Mm-hmm.
It's just keep it simple. It's just like our challenge is starting in the 1st of November, you in or you out, basically. And then they may say, oh, I'll do the next one, keep me posted. And it took Brooke 6 months, my sister-in-law who got me started, 6 months to start. So there are 1,000 follow-up strategies that you can use, and you can use ChatGPT as well. Like ChatGPT would be like, tell chat exactly what you just told me, and be like, what are some cool or effective follow-up strategies I can use with this person? And ChatGPT will give you so many different follow-up strategies, and you just test and measure. Same with objections. If you're getting I just need to go check the website out first, go to ChatGPT and be like, I just got this objection. How can you help me elegantly overcome this objection? And ChatGPT will help you overcome objections as well. We don't have to think anymore. We just have to be like, wait a minute. Okay, I think I can use ChatGPT to help me with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more you use it, the more it understands you. Like I asked that same question and got very similar answer, but then it was like, so do you want me to look at this from the perspective of Granny Bell? You know, because he knows me as Granny Bell, you know?
Yeah,
So it's
correct.
just like can
Yeah,
straight away
yeah,
make sure that
yeah,
it's okay for your market and the way you're putting yourself
of
out.
course.
It's just brilliant. Thank you, Alisha. And we just so appreciate you. We know.
Sinead, no questions. Nicole, no questions. Rachel, Selena, all good?
I might slide into your DMs.
Sure. For you, anything.
We'll do a three-way.
All right.
Get your pussy out of there.
All good. All
I
good.
love
I
it.
hope you guys got value from it. And it's my last bit of wisdom is just test and measure. You know, test and measure. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong, but that's the only way we figure it out. I'm playing with a new software at the moment, and I just press buttons and I touch things, and I'm like, oh no, did I just delete that? And I was just like, yes, I did, but how would I have realized that if I didn't do it? And so I just give you permission to just go and make a mess out of it. There's billions of people in the world. If you mess it up, guess what? There's more people to talk to. And I think that's how we're just going to get better and better and better and better at our craft, is when we're not like, oh my God, we got to get it perfect straight away. It's just like, let's just go. Let's just set the date for whatever event we're going to do. We can go into ChatGPT and be like, okay, we're going to run this online 30-day event where we really want to showcase our products. Can you help me craft a online presentation that's going to get us sales at the end? ChatGPT will help you craft it.
So good.
Mhm.
What do we do without ChatGPT?
I don't know.
Oh,
All righty. Well, if no one
thank
else has
you.
any questions, thanks for having me.
Thank you,
Thank you
Alisha
so much.
Fernandez. You
Thank
bloody
you.
wing rock star.
We really appreciate
Anytime.
you. And
Anytime.
guys, go away and just, come back in our chat about what you're going to do. I would love to know. And I know Alicia would
Keep
say
me
that,
posted. Yeah, for sure.
what have you got? What's come up? What are you going to do? What are you going to do as a result of this call? So thank you, Alicia. We appreciate it.
All good. All good. Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.